Hello, everyone. Today is May 25th, 2021, and welcome to Audacious Freedom, the podcast, episode number 4. I am your host, Dee Dee Mendez. I am a storyteller, a perpetual student of self-development, and an audacious life liver. Among many other areas of expertise and interests, I am most recently the founder of audaciousfreedom.com. I come to you, my listeners, with stories about what I learn, read, observe, and experience in the world today. I'm inspired by so many other storytellers, and I'm told I inspire others as well with my own stories. Today is not a story of my own, except my reaction to it. Today, May 25th, 2021, is 1 year after George Floyd's murder in Minneapolis. I'm coming to you a little earlier than I thought I would with episode number 4 because of today happening to be a year since the murder. George Floyd was accused of using a fake $20 bill out buying a pack of cigarettes and was murdered. In the days and weeks that followed, protesters took this to the streets in all 50 states and in 60 other countries around the world, sparking one of the biggest movements of police reform and social justice in history. Video showing the murder, which was so god-awful to watch, was posted on social media the next morning. People of all races and cultures took to the streets. Now, some police reform has begun, banning chokeholds like the one placed on George Floyd. As of May 20th of this year, 2021, 40 states enacted significant legislation around policing policy in the last year. Of those, 17 states enacted legislation around the use of neck restraints, and more states are pending legislation. Federal legislation has been more slow-moving. The George Floyd Justice and Policing Act was introduced just over a week after Floyd's death, but has been revised in the last year and is still awaiting passing in the Senate. The goal is, how do we prevent these type of incidences from occurring? What will bring about a fundamental change? The George Floyd Justice and Policing Act is a step in the right direction. The goal is to incentivize banning of chokeholds and carotid holds, banning no-knock warrants on drug cases, improving training and policies, including racial bias training, increasing data reporting and collection. And what seems clear right now is that American people of all colors said enough is enough, and we have to change the way we operate. So I read on Instagram today a few posts I wanted to share. First, one from I Am Wanda Sykes, our American actress, comedian, writer, and activist. She posted, "A broken system is why #George Floyd isn't here today. We lost a brother, a son, and a father. Holding up his spirit and his family today. The best way to honor this moment and his memory is for the U.S. Senate to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, with President Biden signing it into law. Police reform is a necessary first step to combat the systemic oppression that led to his murder." And then a post from Emmanuel Acho, a Nigerian-American former NFL linebacker, current Fox Sports analyst, and host of the weekly podcast, Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man. He posted, "1 year ago today, George Floyd was murdered. His death catapulted America into necessary accountability. We've made progress, but there is still so much work left to be done. Keep talking, keep sharing, keep listening, keep loving. Never get tired of doing good." Kerry Washington, American actress, producer, director, and activist. She first on Instagram posted a meme that read, "How we honor George Floyd. Heal, ask for help, find a therapist, reach out to friends and family for support, act, register to vote, take part in Color of Change's Week of Action, sign petitions that support police reform, support, donate to Yes for Minneapolis, and help in their fight for justice and change in George Floyd's city. Learn, read books by Black authors, consume Black art, follow Black creators and change makers." And then Kerry Washington went on to post on her Instagram, Seeing all the attention around the 1 year anniversary of hashtag George Floyd's murder is so emotional. Yes, because of the loss of George Floyd, but also because it is a painful reminder that for many of you, this issue has mattered for 1 year. For others of us, Black lives have never not mattered. I pray for a world where we all matter to each other all the time and forevermore. Can't stop, won't stop. Justice is not a fad. If you are new to this, happy 1 year awakening. Stay in the fight. If you are not new to this, sending love today and always. And a posting by Black Girls Rock on Instagram, identified as dedicated to inspiring, emboldening, and celebrating women and girls of color. For that, the post on Insta today was, "My daddy changed the world." It was a year ago today that 6-year-old Gianna Floyd proclaimed these words while mourning her dad, George Floyd, who was killed by police. The fight for our lives powers on. Say his name for her, for us. Hashtag George Floyd, hashtag Black Girls Rock for Justice. And Dr. Ibram X. Kendi, Boston University professor and New York Times bestselling author of How to Be an Anti-Racist, and he's also an activist. He posted today on Insta, "I broke down last year when I heard that George Floyd played the airplane game with his daughter all the time. I was holding it all in until then. I broke down because that's what his daughter, Gianna, loved most about her dad. She loved flying on his back. I broke down because I've flown my daughter on my back constantly, hearing her giggles, feeling her joy on my back. She loves the airplane game too. A year ago, a human being who loved was treated like a monster who hates when racism is the real monster that hates humanity. But we will continue to fight the monster in his honor. Rest in our resistance. Hashtag George Floyd." Thank you, Wanda, Emmanuel, Carrie, Black Girls Rock, and Ibram, Dr. Kendi, and so many others for your heartfelt social media posts today, staying in the fight and sending love. This has been Dee Dee Mendez with Audacious Freedom, the podcast. Thank you for listening, and I can't wait for next time.